The recording.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. So today is October 21st, and I'm talking with Keith Davis and Don McCown, and we're going to go over a little bit about the new Taos Institute online community and what the role of the host would be and how to kind of navigate a little bit around the site. So that's what we're doing on this call. Okay, so first, I know both of you have been on the site, and do you have any just general questions before we start, or an orienting thoughts?
So I'll just make the statement that I did welcome Keith and Lisa when I saw them appear. So one of the things I thought about, Dawn, was that often the welcoming doesn't actually say that it's coming from the TIAC.
Okay.
So I sort of said, welcome, a warm welcome to you from, the TIAC. I spelled it all out, of course. But, yeah.
The Associate Council.
So I don't know whether that's a good idea or a bad idea, but I thought, as long as we're doing the work, we might as well get the credit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a, we'll talk, let's talk about that when we get to that welcome or that profile page, and we'll see what other people have done over the last months and see what kind of spurred continuing conversation. Let's just take a look at some of that. But for Keith, I think he's just joined, so we probably, I don't think Keith, you spent a whole lot of time, but I think you've looked around a little bit. But what I'm showing you right now is the opening page for the whole Taos Online community.
Taos Institute Online. Yes.
Yep, and this is,
I've got that up.
Okay, this is the opening page, which means everybody in the world can come to this page. It's a web page. We're using what's called the Ning platform, and within this Ning platform, this opening page is open to the public. That's how we designed it. And we have about 9,000 people on our mailing list, and we have not done a big push or a big invitation for those 9,000 people to join us here. I've been kind of waiting. Actually, we've been waiting since last spring. I'm still thinking about some technical glitches that I want to work out with the technical team about when people join and where they can go and how we know they're joining and things like that. So I still want to work out a few things. But this is where people would come. And to join, I think what did you see, Keith? Because I don't see that join in link anymore. What was there like a link up in the top that said join here, or what?
I thought so. I don't see it right now.
Yeah, because I'm already a member, so I think once you join, you won't see that link anymore. I just was wondering what you saw when you first came to the page.
Yeah. Yes, there was a place that I could join, and I signed in and joined, and that all worked pretty straightforwardly.
Okay, good. And so what happens here in the upper corner, it shows us the new members who are most recently joined, and it looks like here's Keith and here's Lisa. And this is Eileen Wasserman, if either of you know Eileen Wasserman. She's also a Taos associate. And then from these three bottom people, those are people that are in our online workshop, which is this group right here. So the main menu page, we have a home, welcome, events, then your page. If you click on that, I think it'll show all the things that you kind of participate in. Here are conversations, and we'll go to this page in a minute because you can start new blog conversations and new questions. If you click on this one, it takes you to all the different groups, but all the different groups are also listed on the home page on the side, so you'll also be able to see them there. And then we have the members area, which I'll take you to next. People can upload photos. The social streams are, Twitter and Facebook and anything that people post. You can go there. This is a how-to, for people that want information about how to edit your profile, adding a video, the support team, etc. And then this last link just takes us to the Taos Institute website, which is really our main site, full of resources and readings and books and workshops and everything that we have. So we want to draw people there also. And you'll see on the left side here what's happening. It looks like, Don, you left a message for Kate, and then it kind of lists that, and Don left a message for David, and it lists that. Thank you, Don, for doing all this. This is great. And Nora and Danica. So Don's been busy. Wonderful. That's great. And then these are just pictures that we've uploaded here from various events and different people. So we can add to that anytime, and we can change it out anytime. And here's our social media. And on the home page, we have 3 basic questions. These are kind of conversation areas. The first one is introduce yourself, and we've had 45 comments or 45 people that have introduced themselves in this area. And we're not sure this is working. We may change this, but this is what we started with. Let's talk about constructionist practices, and we've had 12 comments there. And then Mary wanted to do kind of an inquiry into, Ken was updating, he's doing a new version of one of his books, a new edition for the Invitation to Social Construction, and she wanted to get feedback from people. And you'll see there's been no comments there. I think people emailed Mary directly for that one. Let's click on it and see. Yeah, so I don't know if Mary was getting comments directly, but people did not end up adding to her comment there. But let's go to the comment area about, oh, and then we have a new one. Richard is one of our students in the online workshop, and I don't know what he's doing. Let's go there and see. Oh, there's no comments anyway, so. Yeah, I'm not sure what those are. Well, I'll have to look at those another time. I can't look at them now. And so then let's look at the Introduce Yourself page. What we want to do when you welcome a new person to the site, you can chat with them in their member area profile, and I'll show you how to do that. But for this section, you might invite them to come here and introduce themselves. And you'll see down here, we've got Richard that introduced himself, and Karen, she is a Taos associate. Somebody from China.
I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me? Sometimes when I show my screen, the internet gets a little slow, and sometimes it breaks up. Let me know if I need to slow down. Did you hear that? Okay.
Yes, I heard that. Thanks.
Okay, I think I can't move the screen and talk at the same time. I think I have to wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So on this page, this woman.
So I'm watching the screen move through.
Yeah. Yep. So this is somebody from China, and she has a question here. And to reply to it, under her post, there's a reply button, there's an edit button, and I don't know if everybody has the delete. I may just have the delete button because I'm an administrator, but I don't know if you would have the delete button. And then it looks like several people replied to her. So you'll see it's kind of a cascading, the main post and then the sub post and the sub post. So there's a couple people that did sub post, kind of a reply to her, and they are in a little bit farther. Looks like a good conversation. It keeps going. All right, let's go here. And then we have Marco introduced himself. And Monica Sesma, who is now one of our new council members, she introduced herself. And this person replied. And Franklin Olson is a Taos associate. He introduced himself. So anyway, there's 5 pages.
I tried to reply to Don's welcome message, and I don't remember having a reply button.
Okay, that's a different section, I think, and let's go there now. So when you're on the site, if you click on the members link at the top in the main area, you will come to all the different members. And here's yours, Keith, since you're one of the newest members. If we click on your name, it comes to your little profile that you put up. And then just under it, you will see, oh, all right, I don't see Don's welcome. Did you do it a different way, Don?
So it's on the comment wall.
Oh, over here. Okay. So on the comments, so you could, there's an activity feed, photos, blog posts, discussion groups. So this kind of shows, let's see if, let's click on groups. Okay, so the group that Keith is in right now is, I put you in the Taos Associates group because that's actually a closed group. So it's not open to the public, it's only open to Taos Associates. So I actually, in my administrative role, had to add you to that group, which I did when I saw that you joined. So let's go back to the comment wall. And this is Don's welcome to you. And what you would do if you want to reply to him, you just type into this comment box here. And then you hit comment.
Okay.
Okay? So that it would show up like that. And I'll delete this, but it would show up like that with your picture. Okay, so now you can comment back to Don. Now, those comments are only on your wall. Like the rest of the people cannot see a conversation between you and Don. So if at this point you kind of type back to Don, post your comment, he's going to see it. And now it says he's inviting you to go to the introduce yourself section. So that's perfect. That's what we want you to do when you welcome somebody new. Welcome them. After you read their little bit of a profile, if something strikes you interesting or you want to know more about that, feel free to ask them about this in this comment wall, and they can fill you in a little bit more, and then you may invite them to go to the conversation area and start a new blog about that if it looks like something that you think other people would be interested in too. So really what you want to do is you're just engaging people in conversation and showing some interest in them and their work and what brought them to this site, getting to know people a little bit when you're a host, when you're a welcomer. Okay? And Don, have you done this before, Don? I can't remember if you've done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
did you get some replies from people when you?
I didn't get too many replies. I know that a few people did go and introduce themselves. I tried to get conversations started with the people that I, saw something in their description that I could grab hold of or could direct them towards. That's what I would do.
Okay.
With the last couple, I just sort of went backwards until I saw somebody else commenting. So
right.
I did a lot of comments.
Oh, that's
since
good.
I was trying to catch up.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
So we're back to where I think you made your last comment on October 1st.
Okay.
So I went all the way back to then, and I saw you commenting, I think, to Gervais.
Okay. Yeah. Good. And when you, let's go to Lisa's profile and just see what she did. So she's from Colorado. She put a little bit of information in there, and then what she's looking forward to. And then if you go down a little bit more, her activity feed. So I added her to the associate group. She updated her profile picture. and she's a member. So let's go to the comment wall. And here's Don's welcome to
So
her.
I gave her the same message.
Yeah, good. And she hasn't commented back yet.
Nope.
So let's see if she's posted any blogs. And she's posted no blogs. Let's see what group she's in, and she's in the associate group. All right, let's go back again. I want to see somebody else. All right, let's go to Nora. She's one of our students in our online workshop. So she's from Spain. She's got her interest there, a little bit about what she's looking forward to. And then she's now friends with this person, and it's not showing me who that is, so I don't know who that is quite yet. Looks
It's
like
Billy Desmond, actually up above. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, good. I wasn't even looking up there. Oh, good. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what these comments here are, because she's in this workshop, everything she posts in this workshop is also being posted here, which is interesting. I didn't know that would happen because the workshop is a closed group. Okay, well, that's interesting. And we have 18 students in that workshop.
Very active in the commenting.
Right, because what the workshop group, let's go there, I'll show you the workshop group. You guys won't be able to get into that group because only people that are actually registered and have paid for this workshop can get in this group. But I'll show you. It's got 6 modules, so it's a 6-week workshop. And in each module, I'll show you one of the modules. There is a video, some assignments, and some thought questions for the week on the topic of the week, and some readings. We often have papers or chapters from books that we want them to read. And then at the bottom we have the questions for the week. And that's what's showing up on Nora's page, her replies to these questions. That's why it looks like she's participating in so much, because each week, like the first week, we had 4 questions, and she was supposed to answer each of the questions. And so it looks like her answers are now showing up on her profile page. So you'll see this is a very active group. We have 18 people, and in this question, a social constructionist approach to knowledge, there's 30 people that replied to this question, or 30 comments. So the 18 have commented a couple times on that question. And so that's what's showing up on her page. Let's go back to groups. If you get somebody from, well, I'll tell you a little bit about the groups. So the first image here, and these images change depending on how active that group is at the time, or how many members are in it. It looks like these are all by the number of members. I could switch it to date created or name or last activity, but let's just stay with the number of most members. So the conferences, this group is open to the public right now, and we have some posts here that were related to our conference that we had in Norway in June. It didn't get very active because we didn't have somebody kind of nurturing the comments from the conference. And that's a learning for us. We need to make sure that when we have an event, if we want people to come to this group space also, we need to make sure we've got a couple people there to nurture it and keep conversation going. And that was kind of a secondary thought for this one. But you'll see in the conference area, we've got forums, which is the conversations too. And in the forums, we've got videos from the conference, poster presentations from the conference, and join the dialogue. And you'll see there wasn't very many replies. 7 replies, 1 reply, and 3 replies. So the next conference we have, if we want this to be active, we need to really plan it out. But I just wanted to show you what was there. So we'll go back to groups. And here's the associate. What, Keith?
Yeah, that's good to know, that the need for active support.
Yeah, good. The Taos Associate Group, right now we have over 400 Taos Associates, and there's 80 that have kind of signed up for this group. So eventually, once again, when I figure out a little more of the technical stuff and I'm comfortable kind of really doing a big push, the council, the Taos Associate Council, has talked about maybe doing an event, an online event here, and maybe say we're going to take from, you know, January 15th to January 18th, and we're going to kind of have an online party or a salon or an online, you know, whatever we want to call it, and really, you know, maybe have some presentations during that time, and then invite people to stay in conversation on the website. We have to think about that a little bit more and what that would look like and how to invite people in, and then, you know, make time to do that. But you'll see, of the 400 plus associates, the 80 people that have joined are here. So all these are associates or board members, like Sheila McNamee is a board member. So feel free to come to this area and converse with the associates. Visions and dreams. I think this was the council's visions and dreams. Oh, well, here I put the Jamboree up, so that's here. And we have no replies for that. Dreams for the Institute, share your dreams. Dreams for the council. And again, there's no reply. So this space has not gotten any activity, which, again, as a council, we probably want to think about how we want to get this active and going. So this is the information for the Jamboree. I've got the registration link there. I've got the hotel registration link and information on traveling. So as the program develops for this a little bit more, I can add it to here. And any questions on the associate group space?
No, that's clear.
Okay, good. We'll go back to some of the other ones. This designing research group started with a workshop that 2 of our associates were doing in Europe, and they wanted a place for their workshop participants to come and keep the conversation about research going after the workshop. So that's what this one is. And I think this one's open to the public. I should probably check on that. Here's the workshop group, and this one is closed. Only people who have actually registered and paid for the workshop come to that one. This next one, the Taos PhD Alumni Online Group, this is a group that the alumni of the PhD program wanted to create. And we had a group of about 5 or 6 alumni working for the past year on creating ideas for this group space. And let me click on it so you can see it. And Don, you're an alumni, so this is your group too. Did I?
Yeah. Could you add me?
Yeah. So I will add you to this group. Let me make a note of that. See, that's the thing that's hard, because to add people to these groups is manual, and
right.
I don't always catch everybody who's joining and what groups they should be a part of. So I wish there was a better way to do that automatically, but there isn't. So add to alumni group. Okay. And they designed this, they this is the things that they wanted. They wanted about Tada. Tada is Taos Docs. Taos Docs, and I don't know how they got Tada, but it was kind of in a funny way in one of their conversations. Instead of Taos Docs, it was Tadas. So about Tada, so about the alumni, happenings and events they wanted, resources so that all the alumni could share resources, you know, things that they're learning and doing. Graduation photos, we'd love for people to upload their photos, other news, and then group members. So this is the things that they wanted, and we added this video of Ken and John Reichman talking about the beginning of developing the program. Here's a few graduation photos, which we can continue to add to. And the group that was planning this community space for the alumni, over the summer, we kind of everybody got busy, and we haven't gotten back to it. Mary Gergen is the board member that's kind of the liaison to this group, and she really would like to get that group back together and get this going in an active way. And this is another group that thought about having kind of a big event, you know, inviting all the alumni. There's 80-some graduates of the program now, so we could potentially have 80-plus people in this group of alumni. And it would be fun to, you know, kind of do an online party, alumni party or reunion of sorts, and have, you know, a few things planned for people to come and join in. So that's that. And if the group gets back together and starts planning a few more things that we can do to get people excited about participating in this group, we'll let everybody know. But Don, since you're an alumni, if you have any interest in helping to get this going, you can let me know. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the group space. Okay, so then that's the alumni. This Taos Institute Europe is open to the public. It's not, anybody can join this group. So both of you, when you're on this site again, and if you click on that link to the Taos Institute Europe online community, you should be able to join. There should be a join this group link because it's open to the public. And they have not really started doing anything with their group. They've been trying to do some face-to-face gatherings in Europe recently and just haven't had time yet to focus on this online group, but they really would like to. So that's up and coming. This relational learning group is a new group that one of our associates, she got a TAG grant to do some research through her university, and she wanted to do it also through the Taos Institute. So she is developing this relational learning hub and has invited people to join in the conversation. So the question that she's exploring is, how is relational learning different from traditional learning? And then she'd like some conversation about that. And it looks like there isn't much here right now. Open forum. Let's go to open forum and see if there's more. I think there's more conversation because I heard people were coming here. No. Okay, yes, there's 9 replies here. So how is relational learning different from traditional learning? And she's got 9 replies. So here's Annette from Denmark, and Sandra replies to Annette. Here's Margie from Australia. And then she's got a few comments, a reply. Here's Ken, and a reply to Ken. So I think Sandra is going to be responsible for keeping this group going. But again, this group is open to the public, so anybody could join it. So as you're getting to know people, if you're welcoming them, you know, feel free to invite them into any of these groups that are public. This one is called Counter Stories, and we've got an associate from Puerto Rico who had this idea at the Taos 20th anniversary last year. Actually, it's been 2 years, almost, well, a year and a half now. And he wanted to have a space, an online space, and he's got some students that are helping him do this, where they could collect stories and examples of things that are relational in nature, collaborative in nature, and counter to the typical traditional kind of way of creating positive change in the world, or in medical. I think he really started with healthcare and therapy, and is kind of focusing on that a little bit. And I can show you this group. They haven't gotten very far on their group either. But here's a little introduction to it. And this one is open to the public, so anybody can come here. And they wanted their site to be in Spanish and English. So they've got, on every page, they've got a little translation, Spanish and English. Okay. And close it out. This one is a Latin American Taos Council, and this one will strictly be in Spanish, this one down here. And Papusa, who is on the council, the Taos Council, is also heading up the Taos Latin American Council. And she is kind of organizing this group, and they're just getting started. This is also a research group from a workshop. I don't know if that's going to stay there or not. And then this Taos, well, the creative team was our design. There's a few volunteers that helped us design this whole site. This was where we were kind of meeting and gathering when we were designing it. And I don't know if we're going to keep that there or not. We may take it out. And then the Taos PhD students, right now we have a whole different online platform for the Taos PhD students. It's a Ning platform also, but it's not part of this group space. And there are over 200 members to that. Don, did you ever join that?
I did. I still have the link somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
In my bookmark.
It's active sometimes and not active sometimes. There's just a few people that.
Yeah, I asked a couple questions on it, and.
Did you get replies?
Yeah, it's a little slow moving, but you know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is how do you get these things into somebody's email feed or some kind of feed that they check on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Because with so much maintenance, you know, it's so hard to go to all these different sites.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, to centralize on Facebook or, you know, have an email thing that happens each time something happens, email updates.
And we've gotten feedback from people that they didn't want that. That was one reason why.
Well, no, I mean, nobody wants more email. I get about 200 a day. It's ridiculous. But
Yeah, so it's a catch-22. You know, people want to participate, but yet it's really hard to remember to go to the different spaces.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah. So that's our challenge too, as a new online group space. Our challenge is how do we make it engaging enough that people really want to keep coming back.
Yeah.
So anyway, Stephen Shimshak created the first PhD student group, which now has over 200 members, and he is going to eventually kind of migrate it over to our Taos platform here. But it's not a quick take everything and move it in here. I think he has to recreate everything, so he just hasn't had time to do that. But eventually that will happen. In the meantime, the students are still going to the original main site. So that's kind of a little bit of the background of some of the groups. And as people come up with new ideas, we may create more groups. I'd like to kind of stick with these for a while and get these groups really up and running and working and active before we add any more at this point. So your role, Keith, and I know Don's already done this, so your role then is to check it, you know, at least once a day, maybe twice a day during your week if you want to, and go to the members area, or even on the home page. If you go to the home page, it will show you who has just joined. And you'll see, you know, if you check it every day, you'll notice that there's up here in this upper left corner will be the most recent new person. And if you click on their picture, it will take you to their profile, and that's where you welcome them in their comment wall. And you'll see this little comment box. You can add a link, you can upload a picture, you can upload a video, you can make the text bold or italic. So and then you just post your comment. And then, Don, when somebody replied to your comment, did it come into your email?
Trying to remember. I think it does. I think you get a note that somebody's replied.
Yeah, I think it's a setting you can set in your, when you set your profile, I think you can set your settings to have it come in your inbox or not.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Let's see what this is. Okay.
So the page that I have bookmarked, so for when I go in and check every day, is just the connecting page. So it's Taos Learning ning.com/connecting.
Yeah. So this up here is the URL.
That's kind of the easiest one. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I found that to be.
And the newest member will be up here in the upper left corner.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
exactly.
As Don, you said, you kind of worked backwards to see who needed a welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. Keith, how are you feeling about this role now?
I'm willing to give it a try.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
And I think I'll practice. I have to run to another meeting here shortly, but I will try to connect with Lisa Siddahl just to practice on someone. So I'll add my comments of welcome to Don's.
Great.
Okay.
Great. Perfect.
Good.
Yep. And Eileen Wasserman, she's an associate. She's been an associate for a long time. Feel free to just touch base with her too. She works with CMM quite a bit, and she's working on a book for our publications on CMM. Are you familiar with that?
No.
What does it stand for? Don, do you know what it stands for? Communicating. Something meaning and meaning making, communicating with meaning making. Something like that. Let's go on her profile and see what she says.
I'll ask her what she really does.
Yeah. She's in Philadelphia, and she doesn't even mention CMM here. Let's see. I'm looking at her profile. She doesn't even mention it. But anyway, she's working on a book on that.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, I have to run. I want to thank you for the work today, and I'll be in touch, Don, if I hit problems.
Okay.
Okay, please do.
Good.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, thanks for taking the time to learn this and to be a presence on the new group site.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Dawn.
Yeah, and thank you, Don, for being on the call today.
All righty.
All right.